Antislave question everything.
Antislave question everything. Antislave question everything.
Antislave question everything.
Question everything. Question everything. Antislave question everything. Antislave question everything.
Antislave question everything.
Antislave question everything. Antislave question everything. Antislave question everything. Welcome to Antislave question everything.
All right, hello YouTube. So, just before we get into anything, this is this video, is gonna be, this is like my third or fourth time trying to put this video up on YouTube, and I just keep getting it taken down. But I really want my YouTube audience to be able to see this because I put it up on BitChute and it was doing pretty well on BitChute. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do something because it just kept getting it, I kept getting it taken down, saying that there was like advanced copyright in it or something. And I think what the copyright was, because at first there was a clip with a Tom McDonald song in it, and I was like, that was understandable, I totally get that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I think that like with it being in Tom McDonald's song there, obviously I got copyrighted for that because it's fucking YouTube. And I was like, okay, so I switched that out. Now the segment where I would be Tom McDonald's song, instead I just read off the lyrics that pertain to whatever's in this video with the clones and shit. And then so the next part though was, I think, the interview with Kid Buu. Since that was from VL magazine, I think that would technically mean that they would then own that interview. So like I said, I still want to try to get this up on YouTube. So I changed things around, and hopefully now there's nothing that is able to be able to be taken down for copyright, because I want you guys to see this because it's a banger, bro. It's an hour long, you know, and that could be good for the watch time on my channel. So it's like it's a good long deep dive, and I want y'all to see it. But anywho, yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, unless like fucking putting the Clonaid website is, I don't know. I couldn't think about it. I don't know. So, I don't know. Right on. Let's see if this works. Crushing my fingers. All right. Later, guys. All right. Good morning, America. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Anti-Slave Question Everything. My name is Bo, and I'm your host of the show. And I'm here to fucking spread truth in a world of lies, bud. That's what I'm doing. So today, I have a crazy topic I want to talk about. But first and foremost, blah, 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 blah. Let me get the little introductory announcement dealios out of the way. So, anywho's, you can find me on Reddit, and that's at r/antislaveqe. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at antislaveqe. I'm also on BitChute and YouTube, all just under antislaveqe. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, maybe shared it, showed it to someone, be like, hey, look, I found this guy on the internet and he's a fucking whack job. He's talking about clones in America. So that'd be cool if you did that. If you're listening on Spotify and you wanted to give me a rating and followed the podcast, that'd be cool, because that will just help us reach people, and the more people we reach, the more people we can red pill, and that is the entire fucking point of this whole podcast web series dealio thing that I am doing. So specifically today, what I want to talk about is clones in America. I got a few little snippets and some information that I found off of the internet that might pertain something that has to do with the clones. I'm not entirely too sure, because it's like a government website with a bunch of genome sequencing, and like I don't really know what it is, but it ties in to the clones somehow. I know it ties into the clones somehow. I just don't know why. And another thing I want to talk about too is because it's specifically what I'm going to be focusing on, really, is like, obviously Joe Biden's a clone, obviously he's a clone, but like they're on like fucking Gen 6 fucking retarded ass Joe Biden now, and he's like fucking malfunctioning and shit when he's trying to talk about shit, and fucking, you know, goes up to the Pope and is like, where I'm from, famous African American, and the fucking interview lady's like, you just called the Pope black, bro. You know, he's a fucking ancient white guy, bro. What are you doing? Because man, so yeah, because I want to talk specifically about fucking about like cloned rappers, man, cloned rappers, and first and foremost, there's a song by an artist named Tom McDonald, that he touches base on it, and he like goes in, he fucking just deep on the clones, man, and he in the song he's talking about the clones, and the dude's a badass, fucking awesome guy. He's an independent music artist. I'm sure you know who Tom McDonald is. A lot of people do. But anywho, so yeah, he had that song that they released, and I think it was 2018, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. That is called "Cloned Rappers," and like, dude, it's he's treading in some fucking dangerous waters. This guy Tom McDonald, because he's a truth seeker among truth seekers, it seems, because he's been fucking making music that's pertaining to a lot of the shit that's happening, where he's really just trying to fight back. And he seems like he's questioning everything. So I commend him for that, because that's what we do here at Antislave Question Everything, is we fucking question everything. And so another thing that I found on the internet was a couple of videos of different rappers admitting or saying that they're clones, or kind of hinting towards the fact that they might be clones. And I know it sounds wild. I know it sounds crazy. I know I sound like a crack job. Fucking I know it. I know that I do. It's okay, America. I know what I sound like. I didn't want to fucking believe it when I was diving into it, and I'm still skeptical about it. Like, I'm still like, fuck, I really hope that they're not, you know, but I have my head, my third eye is fucking, it's been open for a while now. And I've been watching this shit, and I've been seeing some stuff, man. Yeah, so fucking anyways, but another thing though too is what initially turned me on to clones in the first place was is a really badass podcast that I love, and I'm gonna give them a shout out even though I'm a fucking nobody. And that's called the Cult of Conspiracy Podcast, and they did an amazing episode on fucking clones, man. And that's kind of what turned me on to it. I was like, okay, fuck, I'll look into it. And so I did. And then I really looked into it, and then I was diving deep into it, and then I was like, fuck, this isn't good. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna show you the snippets from the song that I'm talking about, Tom McDonald's Cloned Rappers. I don't know if I'm at risk for being copyrighted for doing that. I don't think that he's gonna fucking find. I mean, even if he did find out and he was like, oh, this guy was talking about my song, he probably wouldn't. I don't think that he would be mad, because he's a cool guy and he does everything independently, and he just seems like a really down to earth person. He's a really down to earth and alive person in a world of motherfucking NPCs that are just walking around everywhere. So what follows is going to be a couple of snippets from Tom McDonald's music video, Cloned Rappers. And I just want you guys to look at it and think about what he's saying, because it's fucking crazy and it's important, in my opinion. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to show that to you. That's going to be follows. Enjoy. Tom McDonald, I'm sorry, please don't sue me. Damn, that's crazy. I got instantly banned on YouTube right there. It wasn't by Tom McDonald, obviously. It was by the shadows that be. So, I'm removing that, and it has the snippet on my Spotify episode. But for YouTube, I'm just gonna read these lyrics really quick. So he says, the Illuminati knows the answers, taken bone samples to clone rappers, put the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missed, and skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old you, get your duplication to enforce their message. They cloned Gucci, cloned Kodak, cloned Eminem. He ain't rap since Encore, know that. Cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. The game is the sham. Turning the artists who challenge to sacrificial lambs. The labels and devils are shaking hands, creating our artists in labs. And then he goes on with the hook, and it's pretty tight. And then the next ones he says, if they killed the rappers who are spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger that could reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. Indie contracts say worldwide, label contracts say universal. For all of time and all forms, they own all of your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think it's facts, but for $50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods, then you'll control your enemies. So yeah, go check out that song by Tom McDonald. And then he also just released like 2 new albums that were fucking super tight, and like I said earlier, he's a completely independent dude, and he makes some pretty tight music, and he's a truth seeker among truth seekers, obviously, with the lyrics of these songs. So yeah, I just had to edit that, replace the little audio footage that I had on here that had the actual Tom McDonald shit, because I got fucking immediately kicked off YouTube for that. So I'm gonna fix it, and it will be fixed. Blabbity bloobity. All right, bye. Wow, huh? Isn't that fucking crazy, that song? So that song is really cool. Tom McDonald is treading on dangerous waters with what he is doing. I commend him for what he's doing, because he's trying to spread fucking truth in a world of lies. And that is a noble endeavor. That is one thing, since reading that Lambda thing, I like to say now, is that it is a noble endeavor. And so I just think that's really fucking cool, man. I think that is really cool. And take note on that one part where he says, weird, right? I know that you don't think it's facts, but for $50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. And that's true. You know, that is true. You can clone your animals. If you're rich and you want the same fucking animal, you can have it cloned. And that's just, it's fucking creepy to me. That's creepy to me. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm all for surrogate mothers and shit, you know, that's cool. Like, if you're gonna implant something in someone, they're gonna grow it naturally inside of their body, that's cool. But like cloning things, like test tube things, like putting things together in a cloning facility and like, and creating life like that, that's, in my opinion, that's an abomination to God, man. And I'm not even a religious person. I don't like any type of fucking religion indoctrinate me or anything. You know, I don't listen to nothing and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's that, and that's how it has to be. I'm really open-minded about everything when it comes to spirituality and everything else. But in my opinion, fucking creating life like that in a biolab or whatever is fucking an abomination to God. So I don't know about these rappers out here that could be fucking clones. And I mean, Eminem very much so could be a clone. Okay. Eminem's entire demeanor and everything that he believes in and everything that he fucking stood up to for what he believed in and who he was, all changed. He's somebody that pushes media points that have to do with COVID and like masking up and getting vaccinated and shit, and that's nothing Eminem would fucking do. Come on now. I mean, I get it. You can get sober and you can change your entire life. I did that. I got sober and changed my entire life. And shout out to the person that said my channel smells like meth. I love that. I used to smoke more meth than you could ever fucking... Yeah, it's ridiculous. Probably why I'm such a whack job, but I'm clean now, so... Fuck you, guy. But yeah, so anywho, fucking crazy. Tom McDonald's calling him the fuck out for that. And then so I was doing some digging too, and I found some interviews on the internet with this rapper named Kid Buu. I don't really know who he is, but he has this interview where he admits that he is a clone, that he's a Gen 2 clone, and he says that his first clone was toxic and had a something set up with this company. It's an American-based company called Clonaid, and you can search them up. They have a website, everything. And the website, I mean, they've said that Clonaid has been a registered business since 1997. I've never fucking heard of Clonaid before this. So what it was is what I have a couple of these videos. I'm going to show you this video of the guy talking about it, and then there was another video that I found of the same guy, Kid Boo and Trippy Red, talking in an Instagram live video or something. They were chatting back and forth to each other, and Trippy Red says, "I'm a clone too," and then he says his serial number, and the serial number, I searched up the serial number on the internet, and it brought me to a government document that talks about the legality of cloning humans in America. And so that was super trippy. I'm gonna do some more snippets in this video where I'll do a screen recording, and I'll get on to the website that I'm talking about, and I'll show you guys the stuff. But let me find that video, and let me plug that video in here really quick so we can hear about Kid Blue talking as a clone, as his experience of being a fucking clone. So all right, that's following.
If you let it, I feel like if you let it bother you, it's something that happens every day. It's kind of the norm. And already dealing with depression naturally, it's just like I don't want to sit there thinking of all that shit, you know.
Well, dying as a teenager is not the norm.
Where I'm from, it is.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of life, it's not the norm. You know, you're supposed to live until you get to an old age and then pass away, like, you know, Aretha Franklin, rest in peace. Like that is what's considered the norm. You know,
I believe in a new norm now. I believe in a new norm of like through the creation of synthesis and DNA that we can live like immortal through clones and transfer our consciousness. I'm in living proof now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually looking.
Shout out Clonaid.
What's that?
Shout out Clonaid.
Yeah. Well, you know, you could actually, as soon as you die, they could actually freeze your body.
Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull, because he initially had written in a will to the Raelian movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonaid. So they can remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. And this process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they cloned a lot of animals over the years.
Yeah, Clonaid, I don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcasted on the internet.
But I don't think they could transfer the actual memories, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're living proof of this?
Yeah, I'm living proof. Except all the memories. A lot of them I don't have because of drugs and alcohol I abused as a teenager. So it's kind of like burning an MP3 CD, right? So let's say, we don't do this, I mean, people don't do this anymore, but back in the day, you would bootleg a CD, you would need the original copy. You put it in, it reads the disc, transfers all the files. You have the same exact CD, it's the same thing. All the tracks, everything. Every bar, every hit from every note, everything's gonna be on there. Now, if I scratch that CD, I may not be able to read all the files on the disc, making it impossible to transfer, make a new one, a new copy. I think it's amazing that they even were able to make Gucci Man.
Right, because they cloned him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Clonaid did. I'm pretty sure like that was done from a separate company, but yeah, clearly.
Right, everyone was saying he was cloned as soon as he got out of jail. He looked different. He talked different.
Yeah, even his teeth and his smile.
Right, he was smiling a lot more.
Yeah, he did, definitely. I like Gucci. I like new Gucci. I like second gen Gucci.
Second gen Gucci. Okay, so Gucci was the first hip hop clone, but you're the second.
All right, guys. So that's a pretty fucking crazy video. It's a pretty crazy video. And I know what y'all probably thinking right now, because I was thinking the same thing when I watched that video, is that I was thinking, okay, so this guy's bullshitting. This guy's bullshitting, and this is a thing that they just do, and he's a rapper, and it's part of his fucking persona, you know, because I mean, like, you look at it, like, I know he's that guy's a Dragon Ball Z fan, okay, and I guess I haven't seen all of Dragon Ball, but I know at some point there's like androids later in it. My buddy was talking to me about it, so then I was like thinking too, oh fuck, maybe it's just like a play on the androids, because the number that that Trippy Red was talking about that leads you to that fucking to the stuff on the internet about clones and Clonaid and whatnot, that my buddy Josh was like, oh yeah, that looks like Android 2 something somethings, and I'm like, oh okay, so maybe it was just like maybe it was they just fucking threw that in, like he did that as like a fucking like a little nod to DBZ. But then I was also thinking maybe DBZ got the idea of using that number because they were trying to reference to clones in real life. Like, I'm not sure that, so I don't really know. What I do know is that what I was watching blew my fucking mind. And so, like, I mean, it's right there. He said that Gucci Mane been cloned and he's on 2nd gen Gucci. So I mean, that makes sense because Gucci doesn't look the same at all. He doesn't look the same at all. Like, I know he lost weight and shit, but he don't look the same, bro. And like, I've heard some shit about people talking about his eyes and stuff. They don't look right, blah 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 blah. And if you look on Gucci's fucking Instagram or on any of appearances anywhere, he always has his eyes covered. He's always got big ass glasses on. I mean, I get it. They're flexing their fucking Gucci glasses. I get it. But like, man. And then like, in that Cult of Conspiracies podcast, they were talking about Hobson, in the music industry, and they had some like, and again, you guys gotta seriously go fucking peep their episode, because their episode was a fucking banger, dude. And they were talking about how Hobson essentially like took the place of Gucci Mane, and he wasn't like maybe not a clone, but like another person was acting as him for some time in the meantime, and then when the clone actually was done being developed, it was released, and now we have Gen 2 Gucci. Because there's this Instagram post where Hobson was talking about how the powers that be were like mad at him for the Illmind video, and they wanted him to and he had to fucking put back what he took from the hip hop game, and that was and he said that they took him into a white room and they opened up a door, and he was like, no, not the Gucci suit. And they were like, yeah, get in the Gucci suit. And he was like, no, I don't want to get in the Gucci suit. And they're like, you're gonna hurt your family if you don't get in the Gucci suit, you know. And he never specifies that it was like a Gucci brand suit. What if it was a legitimate Gucci suit, like a Gucci costume, like it was Gucci Mane, fucking, you know? What if that, man? That's crazy. This shit's crazy. And then also too, Kid Buu says, he says shout out Clonaid. He does a little thingy. Clonaid is a real website, and it's a real fucking company, and they have a contact thing where you can contact them, and it's you have to send them something that tells them that you're trying to contact them, and then you have to wait back for a response. And then like, if I don't know what their selection process is, but if you do get selected, then evidently somebody from Clonaid will get in contact with you. So he was talking, Kid Buu was talking about how his 1st gen died, you know, and had a deal with Clonaid that that the skull of the kid was going to be shipped out to them, and then they could clone him. I want to dive a little bit deeper on Kid Buu and find out, you know, exactly who he is. Was there a period in time where he was gone and then reappeared, or are there any records of his death? Or like, you know, I don't, and how would that work if there, I don't know, man. It's just, what I know and what I've learned in my life, that what is up is really down, is what I've learned. And a lot of the things, again, like the GOAT Sam Tripoli says, what is up is really down. And it can't be any more true, because it's like the more shit that I see, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to, another thing that I wanted to talk or say something too about in with in regards to Tom McDonald, that that last part where in that song where he says you don't kill your foes, just clone their gods, then you'll control all your enemies. That was a fucking fire line, bro, and it's true. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's true. But anywho, so next I'm gonna be showing you guys the video of Kid Boo and Trippy Red on Instagram live together talking, because he's talking to him about clones and, you know, well, of course, clones. I'm just like, fucking clones everywhere, freaking out. But anywho, so yeah, following will be some talk between Kid Blue and Trippy Red, and it will be the video in which he states the serial number, and then I'll do a little screen recording or whatever of what happens when you plug it in to the World Wide Web. Okay, enjoy, y'all.
Can you hear me, bro? Yeah, I hear you. All right, listen good, bro. I escaped from the Clonaid facility, dog, and I didn't want to just tell you this on a phone call because the world needs to know, but I saw your name in those files, bro. I know I'm a clone, nigga. Bro. You're a clone. I'm a third gen. You feel me? Yeah. So you know already. Damn. Fuck, bro. Yeah, yo, my model number was 2568666. You know the government gonna come for you too now, right? That's it, bro. Do it. They coming for you. And low-key, Rice Gum, he has a clone too, bro. That nigga Afro. Who you talking about? Afro, Rice Gum, he got a clone too. But he living with his clone. This nigga weird. He weird as fuck. Yeah, I'm a third gen though. Both my first and second gen was fucking up. My first gen was fucking shit up, bro. Doing crazy shit. All kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Toxic first gen. My first gen is toxic, bro. That shit crazy. They don't really understand like Clonaid is really fucking people up. What's funny is that they don't know the shit we gotta go through on a daily. They're not even aware. A lot of these people aren't even aware of this shit. We don't bleed real magic. It's like a crossbreed. It's like a crossbreed of blood and like some type of like liquid.
Okay, so that's another crazy video. So and then another thing, there was this video that Kid Boo released on onto his Instagram, I think, that was a video with him revealing his clone, right? So there's a guy there's Kid Boo sitting on the couch, and then next to him there's a guy that's wearing like a fucking jacket and a hoodie and everything, and he's like, well, here's my clone, and then the dude fucking pulls his thing off, and it's another one of him, and so with that being said, though, that those I'm gonna show that video here next, but I was looking online for, and some people that were debunking it, and admittedly, it could be it would be really easy for somebody to just make a video like that, because you like it was explained, you just have to take fucking the same video twice basically, but it will be the same frame sitting there, you know, but then you kind of mash the two videos together so you can have the same person twice in the same frame, you know, and it's an easy thing to do, and it could totally be done. And Kid Boo does state that in other interviews that his first gen is dead, so that wouldn't really make sense for him to have his clone right next to him, you know, when he says that his first gen is dead. Now, of course, unless that would be the third gen, and that's just there for backup, but I'm not sure. I mean, he says that when he escaped the Clonaid facility, when he escaped the Clonaid facility, he found Trippy Red's name in there, and then Trippy Red said, yeah, you know, I'm the third gen, blah 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 blah. So Clonaid is real. Clonaid is a real website, and it has been on the internet since 1997. so says the Wayback Machine, which I've plugged it into, and I looked over how it has changed over the years. But so anywho, I'm gonna find that video, and then I'm going to show you guys that video of Kid Buu that was supposed to be him exposing his clone, and then after that, we're gonna come back and I'm gonna go do some screen recording and digging through some of those the number that Trippy Red said his serial number was, which was I think it was like 286 something 2856 something 666. I don't know, I can't remember it, but I have it saved. So we'll look into that. But anywho, what follows, like I said, would be that Instagram video of Kid Buu exposing his clone. So stay tuned, America.
I'm gonna come clean today, and I'm gonna air everything out. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. So, record your screens. Alright, so a lot of y'all were talking about the clone being fake. Thought I was lying about being cloned. Yo, come over here. Sure you want me to do this? Yeah, fuck that shit. Go ahead. What y'all gotta say now? You see him. We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure. You're my clone. Go ahead. What do you gotta say now? I mean, I'll wait all day. We gonna go live, bro. I mean, we gonna go viral. We gonna go viral on this one. Fuck everybody who doubted us. Legalize cloning.
Okay, so what that that could very much so obviously just be fake, you know, because it's not that hard to make a video like that, where you can have your clone there, you know, the same frame. It's like the same setting, and then two different fucking like. So if I were to take this video right now that I have with my fixed camera angle for my computer, I could record this video and then also have myself standing in the background back there. Like, let's say if I were to take the two video files and then combine them together, that back frame back there, you would see me standing, talking, whatever, and I could also be sitting and talking here. So I mean, it's pretty easy to do it. I'm not going to, because I say it's easy, but I really don't fucking know how to do it. But you can. I watched a video of somebody debunking Kid Buu, and the dude did it like seamlessly, pretty easily, you know. Though I don't know how they would stream that live if that was an actual live video. So I don't know how, if that was an actual live video, I don't know how they would edit that. You know what I'm saying? Unless, of course, the video, unless there's a way on Instagram where you can stream a video file that you already have. But I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'm on it, but I don't use it too much. Because I try to not use much social media nowadays because it fucking freaks me out. But anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to say that quick note there. We're gonna get on to the next segment of this episode, and the next segment of this episode will be actually looking at the Clonaid website. So we'll do that here next. Just stay tuned. All right, hello again, YouTube, Spotify, everybody in between. I'm back again now. I'm wearing a different outfit because this is like my second day now recording on this episode. So what I have here is just pictures of Trippy Red, because look at how ugly he is. Just kidding, he's not really ugly, but I don't fucking know. Yeah, creepy. I don't know, just lots of Illuminati shit. You can see, you know, just in right there out in plain sight and shit. I mean, it's cool. It's whatever. So like I said, we were going to be taking a look at the Clonaid website, or some of the other things that I was just kind of like, what the frick about, right? So one thing I want to talk about and mention is that in that video, where Trippy Red says that he's a Gen 3 clone and he's talking to Kid Buu on Instagram Live, Trippy Red says that his serial number from the facility is 2568666. Now that is a number that my buddy said could have pertained to Dragon Ball Z. And it could pertain to the androids that were in Dragon Ball Z. And Kid Buu being a Dragon Ball Z fan, that does not seem so far out of the realm of possibility to me. But then also after diving a little bit into the clones, a little deeper into like Clonaid and shit. So, because then the first thing I thought is, okay, maybe Clonaid, because Clonaid's website, here it is right here. This is Clonaid right here. And this is what their website looks like in 2022. So if you were to get onto clonaid.com, you'd be able to. But another thing too, when you search up that 2568666, clonaid.com comes up down here. You know, and they and then there's a XXL Mag History of Hip Hop's Obsession with Clone Conspiracies. So I don't know, I just think that was kind of funny too. And Wikipedia says it's an American-based human cloning organization registered as a company in the Bahamas, founded in 1997. Has philosophical ties with the UFO religion, the Raelian religion, and that's another thing too. So I was like, okay, Clonaid.com. Let's see how long this fucking thing's been around, because it says that it was here in 1997. And if it were in 1997, then, I mean, I could see where an up-and-coming rapper could get, like, ideas for his stage persona off of the internet, and then just go and run with it. But one thing I want to make clear is that Clonaid is an actual organization. I know that if I get up onto here, and then we go over to our good old fashioned Google search right here, and then we just search up Clonaid, pioneers in human cloning, blah 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 blah. I can't. Where's that one? There was one thing that said I don't know if it was like on my phone or what, but it said that it's under a different website name, so it can protect so it could protect the people that are involved, the customers and the employees. First step in achieving immortality, the founder Rail, and it's in the Bahamas, which is there's a laboratory, evidently, maybe, I don't know, allegedly in the Bahamas, because that's where it is legal to clone. Because back in 98, 97, 98, when they cloned Dolly the sheep, Bill Clinton immediately after hearing that they had cloned a sheep, made a bill that said no cloning humans. Okay. So what I did is I took Clonaid.com and I plugged it into the trusty old Wayback Machine. And this is the Clonaid website from 1999. And it says it right here. The founder of the religious organization called the Raelian Movement, which claims that life on Earth was created scientifically in laboratories by extraterrestrials, whose name Elohim is found in the Hebrew Bible and was mistranslated by the word God. Investors set up a company named Valiant Venture Ltd, which will offer a service called Clonaid to provide assistance to would-be parents willing to have a child cloned from one of them. The service offers a fantastic opportunity to parents with fertility problems or homosexual couples to have a child cloned for one of them. The Bahamas-based company plans to build a laboratory in a country where human cloning is not illegal and will offer its services to wealthy parents worldwide. In its first phase, Clonaid will subcontract existing laboratories to perform the cloning. The company may also sponsor American laboratories working on human cloning and whose government subsidies have been cut by President Clinton. Clonaid will charge as low as $200,000 for its cloning services. The recent cloning of the sheep Dolly in Scotland has proven that technology is now available to complete the operation successfully. Clonaid's scientific director, the French scientist Dr. Brigitte Ballester, PhD, sees no ethical problem with the procedure. Parents have the right to have a baby or who will bear the genetic code of one of them. It is now common to see a dead parent father a baby through the process of frozen sperm implantations. Imagine the joy of a widow raising a child looking like her beloved deceased husband, she said. Clonaid will also offer a service called InsureClone, which for a $50,000 fee will provide the sampling and safe storage of cells from a living child or from a beloved person in order to create a clone if the child dies of an incurable disease or through an accident. In the case of genetic disease, the cells will be preserved until science can genetically repair it before recreating the child, and then in quotations it says, or an adult. Okay? Clonaid, and this is straight off the website in 1999, and okay, this could be fake. This could be a fake website that somebody in 1999 made, but I went deeper and there's more shit. So InsureClone, that's kind of weird, whatever. Clonaid is the first company in the world to offer human cloning, expects to have over 1 million customers worldwide interested in its service, as well as many laboratories to seek partnership with in this venture. Rail said, cloning will enable mankind to reach eternal life. The next step, like the Elohim with their 25,000 years of scientific advance, will be directly to clone an adult person without having to go through the growth process and to transfer memory and personality in this person. Then we wake up after death in a brand new body, just like after a good night's sleep. And then it says Clonapet, a new service offered by Clonaid. And again, this is what Tom McDonald was talking about. Weird, right? I know you don't think it's facts, but for $50,000 a hair strand, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. Clonaid, the human cloning company in the process of being structured, will soon offer a new service. The cloning of pets to well-off individuals who wish to see their lost pet be brought back to life. This service will also be offered to the owners of racing horses, a very promising market given the outrageous prices paid for champions. Wow. Damn. Clonaid will be ready to start its animal cloning operation in a very short delay since no legislation restricts animal cloning as opposed to the cloning of human beings. If you are interested by Clonaid, InsureClone, or Clonapet services, please contact Mark Rivard, biologist, Nadine Gray, public relations, and then they have a telephone number on the old Clonaid website. On the new Clonaid website, that is no longer the case. There's no telephone number. You can go to the contact, I think. Okay, so contact form, and then here's a enter code or missing code. I don't get that GDPR agreement. Okay, yeah, they respond to my inquiry. So they have a thing where now you can enter your name, your email address, your subject, and you can put your message on there, and then maybe somebody will get back in contact with you. Kid Boo states that his first gen had a contract with Clonaid that in the case that his first gen died, the skull would be shipped off to Clonaid and that they would make a replica of him. He stated that in in that interview. Pretty crazy. So here, if you're watching on YouTube, then you can see that right down here, you see the International Raelian Movement. And then there's that star. You can see that star. Okay. Look at Kid Boo's chest tats of him and his clone. It's the same Raelian Movement star right there. You can see the star right there on his chest, on the clone's chest, or on the mirrored image of himself. Because it doesn't make sense for him to be with his clone here. He said his first gen is dead. So unless this is second gen and third gen together, then that doesn't make sense. So there's the Rayleigh Movement star there. There's the Rayleigh Movement star here. Here's the actual website for the Rayleigh Movement, which is still up today. It talks about UFO sightings and how and then there's the book by Rael, Yes to Human Cloning. So like this is real life, okay? This guy believes he's the last prophet, you know, the you know, and there's the stars again. There's the stars again, you know. So it's just like, okay, professional actor and musician. I don't know who this is. project manager. I don't know. I wonder how many celebrities are a part of the Rayleigh movement. Take my first Glenn who. That is like being Raelian. It is something I've always been. I discovered Raelian philosophy and everything made sense. Professional actor / musician. I don't really know who that guy is, but I don't know. Maybe there's another possible influencer of the masses that is maybe a clone. Who knows? Again, another thing though too. When you search up that number, you get SRA results for the NCBI. I don't really know what this is. I don't know what this is. I know this is a government website. I don't understand any of this. When I go back here though, it says Illumina high sequence 2500. I don't really know what any of this means. But it is like a bio something archive, and then there's like sequences and genomic source and size fraction layout paired. I don't really understand what this is. This could be a database for something that has to do with genome sequencing. I'm not really sure. I'm not a fucking gene scientist, so I can't fucking figure it out. But one thing that I did think in my little fucking truth-seeking conspiracy fucking brain is that, hey man, maybe this is some sort of clone database. And like legally somewhere inside of whatever legal documents there are involving clones, that this is some sort of database that is like, okay, these are the clones that are out here walking around, but we're not going to actually be able to realize that's what it says because of the fact that it's written in some sort of scientific language that the GP, or just maybe me because I'm retarded, does not understand. And that is a very, very, very fucking big possibility that I'm just a dumbass and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and all this shit doesn't make and it just doesn't make sense to me because I'm a dumbass. That's a very, very big possibility. But all I'm saying is that not only did I get to that, but I got to this cloning human beings bioethics research library, and I bring it up here, and there's this whole PDF, talking about the Dolly sheep being cloned, and about how mammals could be cloned, and about how Clinton, how Bill Clinton didn't want people being cloned, and so then there's just this whole thing off this bioethicsarchive.georgetown.edu, and it just basically states, shit about cloning, a bunch of shit about human cloning. So this is, you can search this up, you can get this, you just got to type in that serial number that Trippy Red said on an Instagram video. And that's another thing too, that it's like, if Trippy Red would have never said that random compilation of numbers on some random fucking Instagram live video and I didn't search it up, I would have never found this fucking archive for the bioethics research library about cloning human beings. I probably wouldn't have ever found this. I wouldn't have never found Clonaid's website for sure, because I didn't even think to search up Clonaid when he was like, shout out Clonaid, fucking shout out Clonaid, when he was doing his little thing. And like, you can obviously see the Raelian fucking symbolism on his chest, on Kid Boo's chest in different videos and whatnot. And I mean, bioethics research government website right here, clonaid.com, it's been on the internet since 1997. Okay. I mean, the first captures, like back in the, like fucking, what does that say? March 8, 1997, February 19, yeah, there you go. So 1997, this fucking thing was on the internet, and there was a phone number out there on the internet, for Clonaid, and that's just crazy to me. I mean, I wonder what would happen if we called this number. (702) 497 9186.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
No more. It said it was a Nevada number though, so I don't know. That number doesn't exist anymore. This rael.org still exists, so you can get on there for sure. But yeah, no, I urge y'all. I haven't dug into all these fucking different screenshots on here. I took a couple of them. You know, I looked at this one, and then I looked at the current state, because literally all I wanted to do is I was like, I heard him say something about Clonaid. I searched up that serial number thing. I found something about Clonaid, and then I was like, well, this guy's a famous rapper. You know, he could have made a website called Clonaid that it was just on for the time that he was talking about Clonaid, when he was trying to do his little joke with his fucking clone deal, where he would be like, shout out Clonaid, you know. But that doesn't explain this Clonaid website being here since 1997. That doesn't explain that to me. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. These bioarchives and then the tattoos on his chest. And is it so far beyond the realm of possibility that this guy actually has a fucking clone? Or that he was cloned? Us as the GP, could we ever even know? I don't know. I don't think the GP would know, because I don't think that we have the money or the resources, or I would even, or you, if you're some cash listener, or, you know, any of us, if we were to die tomorrow, would we be able to get our head lopped off and shipped out to Clonaid in the Bahamas before anything fucking went wrong with it? No, probably not. We don't have that kind of money. Okay, immortality isn't going to be something that's going to be available to the GP. Immortality is for gods. And that's what these people want to be. And that's what they think they are, you know? And that's what this is to me, in my opinion. It's like fucking scary, bro. Fucking scary. So, man. So, yeah. Like I said, here you go. I mean, we got the shit all right here. You know, 258 or 256 86666. Cloning human beings, Clonaid.com, pioneers in human cloning, the first human cloning company. Like, it's on the internet. Okay. It doesn't make it real, but it's on the internet. Here's a contact us for cloning. There's books about it. I don't know. Enter code, missing code. What does that mean? Enter code, missing code. What does that mean? Like, missing what? Enter code, missing code? Like, is there a missing code that you can enter if your clone fucking is gone and fucking just dips out? And then you can be like, oh shit, emergency, here's the code. And then they'll fucking get in contact with you and be like, here's how to track your clone, buddy. Maybe. Is that too far beyond the realm of possibility? I don't know. The next little clip I'm going to show you is a clip of Jack Black talking. And they talking to him and they're asking him about if they're going to make Jumanji 2 or Jumanji 3 or something. And what he says is a little just a little reminiscent of all this. So let me find that for y'all, and I'm gonna fucking play it next. All right, just stay tuned. God bless y'all.
And now I think we're gonna make part 2. I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away, and they clone you.
Don't worry, you won't get.
All right, so just after that now, so that was Jack Black talking about it, you know, saying they'll kill you and they'll clone you. And I know what you're thinking probably right about now, and that's like, dude, Jack Black's a comedian. He's a funny guy, you know. He, of course, if there was any type of clone conspiracies that had, you know, little to no truth to them or whatever, then Jack Black would be there fucking making fun of it, you know, because that's what he does. That's what he does, you know. That's just crazy to me, you know. And then another thing that was crazy to me too is that when you search up the Clonaid shit, you get that thing for XXL magazine that'd be like, rappers and their fucking clone conspiracies are getting out of hand, man. And I would be like, well, if I was mainstream media, you know, and maybe there was some sort of idea that it was getting out, and one of those clones did go and was like, fuck, dude, I'm a clone, and was blowing the whole lid on the operation. You know, XXL magazine, that fucking mainstream rap media fucking controlled media giant, would definitely fucking post something to save face. To be like, nah, man, it's just part of this and that is a joke. Like, I get it. It could be a joke. But you know what? Here at Antislave QE, what we do is fucking question everything and dive deep. So with that being said, I urge every single one of you to seriously look into this shit. And if you have any knowledge of that database that was that government thing and genome sequencing, please hit me up and let me know what's going on, because I'm stressed about this. And you can hit me up at antislaveqe@outlook.com. That is my email address. You can hit me up there. Please don't send me a bunch of fucked up shit. I don't want to see fucked up shit. If you don't like me, say it on my YouTube comments. That'd be cool. Please don't harass me with my email address. Yeah, so anywho, crazy shit. Yeah, I know I sound like a whack job, but man, seriously, you guys, wake up, America. There's a lot more going on in these fucking streets than I think we give anybody credit for, you know? And the Illuminati has ties, bro. And they're probably not even the Illuminati, okay? Because everybody knows that name. And I'm telling you right now that if there's motherfuckers that are pulling strings from the dark, we're not going to know what they're called. They're not going to have some name that we can just be like, oh, that was the Illuminati. That's not the case, okay? This shit is going to be deeply woven, deeply hidden. The stuff that you see that is just slight little kicks toward an occult when you're looking at shit in like Trippie Redd's poster and whatnot, where he's got the all-seeing eye and whatnot on his head. Like, dude, I really think that all the symbolism in that shit is a front for something more. And I don't know if it's like Saturnist agenda, or if it's like, or maybe Saturnist agenda is just something completely separate to any of this mainstream shit, and these guys are really just alien fucking extraterrestrial worshipping test tube clones, you know? Maybe that's the case. Fucking, how could we know? How could we say? And with what I've presented to you today, I hope that you might want to look into it and start to question it. And I hope that I might have red-pilled you a little bit when it comes to cloning human beings in America. All right. Everybody, stay up, stay positive. God bless y'all. Stay tuned. I will keep knocking out content. Like and subscribe. Follow and rate if you're on Spotify. God bless you guys, and have a great fucking day.